Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm Chef Brooks. Man, I'm a prideful chef. I love, though, when I get a suggestion about a dish. And so my producer, Michelle, who I love dearly.
Hi, everyone. This is Michelle. I'm behind the camera.
She said, why don't you do a spaghetti dinner? Because it's the Tontitown Grape Festival. So that's what we're doing. I'm doing a beautiful red sauce for you. Linguine pasta. It's gonna be delicious. We're gonna make a really great mezcal tequila cocktail for you. Y'all, come on in the kitchen. Let's get busy. This is about the dish. So excited to have you guys in the Chef Brooks kitchen today. We're gonna do a really simple chicken pasta dish. Nice and super simple beauty right there. That's made with so much love. So welcome to the show, man. Thank you so much for being with me today. We're rocking. I've got a cool dish we're making for you. It's gonna be a really good pasta. Man, just a spaghetti and meat sauce is all it is. We can give it all kinds of names. It's spaghetti and meat sauce. So what I'm doing right here is I'm taking my onion and I'm making those strips out of it like we always make so we can have just a dice for our yellow onion. This is one yellow onion. And what I've done in the red skillet right here, I have butter that I've made brown. So I took the butter, added it to the hot skillet, and got it browned off. And so now that the butter is ready to go, I'm gonna fire it back up because I wanna get my onions right into that brown butter and get them going right away. We wanna make sure we hear that sizzle right off the bat. It means my butter is still good and hot. This is the base for our sauce, our red sauce. And so what you want to do with this is just get those sauteed up real good. We want to soften them up real good. Add some salt and pepper. Just enough to give the top some love. And I've got the skillet turned back up here. We just want to get these soft. And at the same time, man, I have another pan going right here on the stove top. This is gonna be for my meat sauce, or the meat part of the sauce. So we'll add about 1.5 pounds of ground beef. Make sure your skillet is good and hot right away when you get that ground beef in there. Now, it's gonna sweat down, man, and it's gonna, let out a little bit of liquid. If you don't want that fat part in your ground beef, you just get the lean stuff. It'll help a lot. Salt and pepper, because we always season every element of the dish. This is Italian seasoning, and I'm gonna give the entire thing a dusting with the Italian seasoning. I'm also gonna add Italian seasoning right to my onions because they look good. And that's just gonna again build flavor and get us going right away. And that looks so good. What I love about this is that the onions have started to brown on the edges and they look really awesome. Just keep your ground beef going so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Just like that. And you can keep that on medium. However, it just depends on how fast you want to make your dish, what you got going on. But while that's cooking, we're gonna add to our onions, we're gonna add tomatoes. This is tomatoes in puree, just 1 can. And they're Roma tomatoes and they're sitting in juice basically in puree. And what we'll do here is just mix that up real good. And our roasted tomatoes are going to come out of the oven here in just a few minutes, and they're going to be added right into here. And the other thing I want to do to this at this point is add a little bit of sugar. You have to, man, you have to give the tomatoes a little bit of sweetness because of, I mean, they're bitter naturally. And so we're going to give them about 1.25 cups of sugar. And now remember, remember now, that's not all the tomatoes that's going in there. We still have tomatoes roasting in the oven, okay? Once we get that sugar going, we're gonna blend it up. And at this point, this is sweet tomatoes and puree with onions. And a really good sauce base, I'm telling you. The other thing I wanna do real fast is cut up our sausage. Our sausage is Hillshire Farms. It is just a spicy and just a smoked sausage. We want to dice these up. Be careful, they roll. They'll get all over the place on you. You'll find them all over the dang floor. They just get away from you. They like to roll. And in they'll go to the meat, the ground beef. And that's going to be good. Man, oh my gosh. I can't tell you how good it smells in this kitchen right now. We're gonna get this browned off really good and let that just go. Man, I'm gonna take the tomatoes out of the oven right now and show you how good they look roasted. When we get back, man, we're gonna add those to this. We're gonna keep on going. I'm gonna make a great dish for you. That's what it's about, this dish, about the dish, baby. Brown off the ground beef in another pan and add the sausage to it and just make sure that it gets nice and flavorful.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Bounty Mega Roll, 4 rolls in 1.
In the morning when I rise, I know I've got you on my side. You're good for me, so naturally. And I can't wait for that fresh taste of richness you bring. I like the way you make me feel. Yeah.
Highland Dairy knows that a good life is a collection of happy moments shared with family and friends. Make your moments more memorable with products that are wholesome and delicious, naturally.
So many people have a real struggle to find their place in the world. You know, I've helped thousands of people as a real estate and lifestyle expert. As a result of that, I really understand the personalized nature and process of discovery.
Man, I feel like I found a really nice home here, for sure.
Well, and that's why I bring people inspiration that you provide, so you can stimulate their hearts and minds.
Yes, their stomachs as well. I'm a stomach guy, man.
Me too. Contact me. Let's spend some time exploring your hopes and dreams. Then I'll go out and find it for you.
Dreaming of owning an RV? Well, now is the time to add a little comfort to your vacations by investing in your home away from home. Make your dream come true with Wheels RV, the #1 new RV dealer in Northwest Arkansas. We carry brands like Grand Design, Brinkley, Flagstaff, No Boundaries, and Vibe. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV. Find us 5 miles west of I-49 under the Tontitown Water Tower.
Can the flavor of a slow-cooked smoked sausage be so gloriously delicious that the sight of it sizzling makes your taste buds weep? For sure, it's Hillshire.
So welcome back. I wanted to just show you a couple of things here that we have really good flavor going on with our sausage and our ground beef. Man, you just want to make sure you keep stirring it so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. Make sure you get all those soups up off of the bottom. It's about getting that sausage cooked so that it's edible and man, just flavored out. It gets that smokiness back to it when it's cooked like that. I mean, it's really smelling good in here. But our beautiful tomatoes have been roasted. Man, this butter that you see sitting on top of that paper, that is just richness that's gonna add great flavor to our sauce. And so what we're doing here, I've had the pan covering our sauce and it's really looking good. So we're gonna just add all these guys in just like this. I'm gonna try real hard to get as much of that butter off of the pan as I can as well. Once you slide these over, well, one, be real careful doing this. That pan's hot. You see I've got a towel. It's doubled over. Just be real careful with this, because you're pouring it in. It's going to splash. Make sure you pour it away from yourself. That's a really important tip. Always pour liquids away from you. Anything that is hot and has the potential to splash you. But we want to get all of that rich butter right off of that tray, just like that. And don't worry either that the skins are on the tomatoes. That's okay. We're using the immersion blender to blend it all up anyway, so it's just gonna make it that much better. Gonna make it really, really good. Now, I'm gonna just fire this up just a little bit. Those tomatoes are good and hot coming out of the oven, but we wanna incorporate them real, real well. The other thing that we're gonna do now that we've added more tomatoes is we're gonna season with salt and pepper. And this time, we're like really gonna flavor it up. Season it really, really good. Just a good dusting all the way across, just like that. I have tomato paste. And the tomato paste gives us color, just a little extra darkness to the tomatoes. You always have to add tomato paste when you're making a marinara sauce like this, pizza sauce, anything like that. It's gonna give it extra flavor. And it's just, man, it's concentrated tomatoes. But it'll change that color. If your tomatoes, like mine, are vine ripe, they're not gonna be that bright red color that you're looking for out of the sauce, and the paste will really help with that. Now that's looking really, really good. And man, depending on you and what you like, what your family likes, you can just blend this up as much as you want to or as little as you want to. If you want it chunky, you just leave it as chunky as you want. But if you also want to use just your blender, pour it all up into your blender and blend it all the way down to smooth. If you're using an immersion blender like this, try not to take it up too far, as it'll splash hot liquid on you. Just got to be careful. And I'm going to leave it a little chunky. Doesn't that look good though? Oh my gosh. Now, the other thing we're going to do to this, we'll take that off of there. Make sure you get your immersion blender washed right away. The other thing we're going to do right to this sauce is add our meat. Because it's a meat sauce. That's what it is. We're going right in with our meat, right into there. And so I'm going to try real hard not to hurt myself, but add all of this right in to that sauce. Careful, Brooksy. Get it all in there. Now, I want to scrape as much of that stuff off of there as I can. Much of those soups as I can. Some of that Italian seasoning is in there. Some of your seasoning is all in the bottom of that pan. We want to scrape all that up and get it all in there. Every bit of that, and give it a good stir. Just make sure you mix it up, and that's just going to be really good. My other suggestion right here is that you take a spoon, and give it a taste. The reason why we want to taste it right here, and I know I haven't added any crushed red pepper flake to it, it needs that, but I want to see if it's sweet enough so I don't have to add more sugar. Man, that is perfect. When we get back, man, I'm gonna make pasta for you. We're probably gonna make a really cool magenta cocktail for you as well. We'll be right back. The cool thing about this dish is we're adding this sausage. It's got a little bit of heat to it. So we're adding some sweet with sugar, and we're gonna add a little bit of crushed red pepper to balance out that entire process.
Can the flavor of a slow-cooked smoked sausage be so gloriously delicious that the sight of it sizzling makes your taste buds weep? For sure, it's Hillshire.
In the morning when I rise, I know I've got you on my side. You're good for me, so naturally. And I can't wait for that fresh taste of richness you bring. I like the way you make me feel. Yeah.
Highland Dairy knows that a good life is a collection of happy moments shared with family and friends. Make your moments more memorable with products that are wholesome and delicious, naturally.
Auntie, you can't put that right in the dishwasher.
Watch me. With Cascade Platinum Plus, I have upped my dish game. I just scrape, load, and I'm done.
In that dishwasher?
In that dishwasher.
Only Platinum Plus is packed with more Dawn to remove up to 100% of grease and food residue. Get the highest standard of clean, even in your machine.
Clean enough for you?
Yeah.
Scrape, load, done. Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
Woo, that was an awesome game.
If you're looking for the best Chicago-style pizza in the area, you found it. Best pizza in town.
It's the best lunch special around.
Games are always on.
And of course, Gusano's signature happiest hour.
For more information on our specials and events, go to gusanos.pizza.
See you at Gusano's.
Can the flavor of a slow-cooked smoked sausage be so gloriously delicious that the sight of it sizzling makes your taste buds weep? For sure, it's Hillshire.
Really enamored, and that's a really great word actually, with this sauce right here. It is so good. It's got such good flavor. I've tried it over and over and over because I want to make sure that I get it right. I want to make sure the flavor's good. And it tastes so dang good. We're gonna just trick it out just a little bit. I'm gonna add some cottage cheese to it. It's gonna make it so delicious. It's just a little bit different, and a friend who I care about dearly suggested it to me, and we're gonna give it a try and see how it is. That cottage cheese is so good. It's Highland Dairy, man, so we know it's really, really good. We're gonna add that right in, and man, just let the cheese go. Let it melt, let it start melting, doing its thing. Just add a simmer too. That's all we really want, is just for that to simmer. This is boiling water. For our pasta, I'm a seasoned water guy. That's just kind of who I am. Again, I always want to season each stage of the dish. So I season this with just some kosher salt straight from the grinder. The main thing with this is you notice that that grinder gets a little bit of salt to it. You get the moisture from that, so you want to be real careful with that. But we have some really good linguine pasta. I love this linguine. Man, it is nice, a thick, really thick pasta, a noodle that's hearty. It'll hold on to that sauce really well, especially if we're adding cheese to that sauce as well. Now, some people freak out when you go to take the pasta and break it in half. My mom would probably go, "Why didn't you break that pasta in half?" My grandmother would say, "You shouldn't break that pasta." I'm not gonna break it. I'm gonna show you what I do. I will fan my pasta out around my pot, okay? And I'm gonna add a little bit more just so everybody can have some. And with that water boiling, what's gonna happen? Well, that pasta is gonna end up in that water just because it's starting to cook already. So just after a couple of minutes, you get it submerged. And the reason that I do it this way, man, if you don't, these ends right here will stick together. I mean, it's pasta. It's gonna have some, it's got a little gluten to it. They're gonna stick together, and so we don't want that to happen. That we don't want the starch in that to stick together. So we just kind of spread it out, and then once we get it submerged and get it boiling real good, you just start to move it around. Just make sure again that the ends don't come together. I have made pasta as a rookie chef, a rookie cook, where I've gotten my pasta, I thought, all ready, And yes, I had a great nest of pasta, but it was all stuck together on either end, and I'd made a mistake somewhere. So we want to just make sure we do a good job keeping that pasta separated. And you can just work on it. And we'll let that go too. I'm going to check on my sauce because it looks great. So what I really want to do here, I want to add a little bit of spice. Now, I know we've got some spicy sausage in there, some spicy smoked sausage, but we want to add just a little bit. We sweetened it up with sugar. We want to add just a little bit of crushed red pepper flake. Man, it's about a half a teaspoon that I get between my fingers to add into the dish. And just give it a blend. Now, we want to cook this down. We want to let this cook for about an hour. I mean, just depends on what you want to do. It's tomatoes. They're always going to taste better the next day for sure, but you at least want to cook it down for an hour. An Italian grandmother might tell you got to cook that sauce a lot longer, but man, I'm telling you, you at least need an hour. We're busy people nowadays. We got to feed our families real quick. That is so good. Now, when we get back, man, we're gonna bring it all together. I'm gonna show y'all how this beautiful pasta looks. We'll make a cool cocktail for you. Y'all stick around about the dish.
At Chef Brooks Catering, we take pride in our food and our service. Whether your event is large or small, in-home or on location, our team of culinary pros is ready to make your event beautiful and delicious. We do all things culinary. Give us a call or find us online at chefbrookscatering.com.
Southern Loft is a unique home furnishing store, offering furniture and decor in an inspiring atmosphere. We carry brands like Lexington and Bella, Caracol, and many more, all with great solutions for your season of life. Visit us today. We are located in the heart of Fayetteville, Arkansas on North College. That is why Southern Loft is a different kind of furniture store.
I mean, it is just so good. I cannot wait to make you this plate. Now, so how I put this together, a little bit restaurant style, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna take some of that sauce that's got that beautiful cottage cheese in it, that sausage, that ground beef, just a really great tomato sauce. I'm gonna add some over into this skillet so that we can mix our pasta and our sauce together. I'm gonna take that pasta, and I probably am not gonna be any bit upset about the little bit of water that I leave in there. Okay, I'm gonna add just a little bit more, just in case somebody else wants a plate. And I will grab my wooden spoon that I moved to there, and I'm just gonna combine these two really well. You can toss it up if you want, however you like to do it. Just give it a good tossing. The one thing I regret about this is that I didn't make bread. I wish I had some good garlic toast to go with this. Would have been good, but I digress. Add a little bit of fresh parsley, just fresh out of the garden, right to that. And we'll grab a plate right here. Grab our tongs. This is the cool part about the dish. what I like to do, gather up that pasta with my tongs, spin it. Make sure you got a little weave on your tongs. Just make it look cool on your plate. Just like that. Make sure you get that sausage on there. So good. Now that is a good looking dish right there. We have some grated cheese, some grana, American grana, that we'll add to the top, just like this. And then again, we'll sprinkle a little bit of parsley. Man, that is so good. Oh my gosh. Beautiful spaghetti with meat sauce. I'm gonna make you a quick drink to go with that. We'll let that cool off for just a second. I have ice in my mixer right here. I'm gonna add to that just a little bit of mezcal. This is lemon mezcal, about an ounce of mezcal right to my glass. This is the Magenta tequila. We're gonna add about 3 ounces of tequila right to our glass. The other thing we're gonna do is add just a little bit of grenadine to it, about 2 ounces of grenadine, 2 little squirts of grenadine to it. I'm gonna cover it and just get it ready. Now I've got my glass also here. We're gonna add fresh ice right to that, and we're gonna shake. Make sure that when you're done shaking, you get that frost right on there. So good. We're gonna fill our glass. The key to this is making sure you save a little room, because we're gonna add to this just some fizz. And we're gonna add that fizz with a little bit of Sprite. Just because of the lemon and the lemon mezcal, the Sprite goes really well with it. We'll take a lemon and just shave us a little bitty sliver of that, just the skin of that, just to add to the top of that drink. And there is our mezcal tequila. A little lemon mezcal, some Magenta tequila, man, some grenadine. You've got a great cocktail. What a great drink. So delicious. What an awesome pairing. Man, I love a great spaghetti dinner. I cannot wait for you to try this recipe. Man, thank you so much for being in the kitchen with me today. Hey, thank you, Michelle, for the great idea. I love the red sauce, beautiful spaghetti. Hey, thank you, Susan Chase, for the awesome tomatoes. They turned out delicious. I love my people. They always support me. I appreciate y'all so much. Hey, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chef Brooks TV. Man, all of our recipes live inside of each episode. You can go there, check it out, follow along, cook right along with me. Like all of our social media stuff as well. I'm Chef Brooks. Thank you so much. About the dish. You know you want some of that spaghetti dinner right there. Ooh, and this cocktail. So good.